I want to live for free. My name is Jake, I'm 30 years old, and I want to live for free. There would be pretty much nothing in it for you, other than that I'm kind of awesome, and you wouldn't have to worry about me being any kind of nuisance. I just want a rent-free room where I can sit and play video games and use my hotspot to surf the internet in peace for an indefinite amount of time, without being bothered or hassled for any services in return. When not playing video games or watching movies, I would probably do nothing but read and write philosophy. Again, I would give you no reason to worry about me, nor would I be a hassle to you in any way. Perhaps someone could make this dream of mine come true, even if just for the sake of giving someone an opportunity that no one ever gets in this modern world. I would be happy to answer any serious questions about myself. Thanks. God, Jake sounds like he's about to resort to becoming one of those people who sneaks into someone's house and lives in the attic only to come out at night to raid the fridge. Also, Jake, living in someone's house and not paying anything is being a nuisance, whether you see it that way or not. Coworker leaves and falls asleep at his apartment during work. Thinks he's entitled to an equal part of the tips for our shift. When I was in college, I worked at a local pizza shop that was right across the street from campus. The staff in a shift would be 3 to 4 guys. 1 to make pizza, 1 to help coordinate orders, 1 to run register, and a floater, bus tables, take out food, restock food, etc. There were 2 shifts each day that switched at 5 p.m., and we had a tip jar that would get split up at the end of each shift. CW is coworker and CB is choosing beggar. It was a Sunday, and I had been working the morning shift with 2 other guys, CW and CB. CB was making pizzas, CW was running the register and bussing tables, and I was taking orders, running food, whatever needed to be done to help everyone else out. It was about 2:30 p.m. and the store was pretty quiet, so CB said he was going to run to his apartment and would be right back. He lived next door and business was slow, so I didn't think anything of it. He's gone for a little while and we start to see a trickle of customers come in. I knew how to make pizza, so I went to work. CW and I knock out all the orders and deliver everyone their food and are relaxing while the customers eat. Once the customers had left and we have cleaned the tables, CW said one left us $6 and put it in the tip jar. When CB finally gets back at 4:45, he walks in all stressed and says sorry he's late, he took a nap and overslept. I'm thinking, wow dude, literally sleeping on the job, but whatever. I'm not usually confrontational and just let it go. Since it's close to the end of our shift, the new team is starting to arrive, so we split up the tip jar. I pull all the money out and start splitting it into 3, but I set aside the $6 from the customer CW and I covered on our own to be split between just me and him. CW was in the back, but comes up front to get his share of the tips. He sees me finish up and give CW and myself $3 extra each, then hand him his stack. CB: Hey, you guys got more tips than me. Me: Yeah, when you were at your apartment we had some customers come in and they left us $6. CB: And why do only you and CW get that? Me: Because you were gone for over 2 hours on a break and we took care of them. CB: Man, that's bullcrap. When we work a shift together, we split the entire tip jar together. Me: You were a freaking sleep. You don't deserve this tip at all. CW and I earned this. CB: Man, screw this. I'm telling the boss when he gets in. I was livid that he felt entitled to this money when he bailed on us during the shift, and I just wanted to be done with him. So I took $2 out of my tips and slammed it on the counter and said, here's your money. CB: Man, I don't want it anymore. It's about the principle of the thing now. I'm gonna tell the boss that you tried to screw me out of some of the tip jar. I just grabbed the money, clocked out, and left. My next shift was on the following Thursday, and CB was not working my shift. When I got in, the boss was there, and while everyone was standing up front, he called me into the back of the store into the kitchen. Now this is where I have to mention that I had been working at the shop for over 3 years at this point, and was considered one of the best workers we had. CB had been working for about 3 months. I definitely had the trust and confidence of my superiors. I walk into the back, and he says CB came to him and said I didn't split the tip jar fairly last shift and I owe him $2. I explained my side of what happened, that CB left and fell asleep at his apartment, that we handled those customers while he was gone, and that I even offered him $2 that day, but he wouldn't take it. The boss said he believed my version and thought CB's story sounded uncharacteristic of me. He told me that if that situation ever happened again, to first, call him and he'll come up to the shop to bust CB, and second, to split those tips before CB gets back next time. Yes, please tell your boss that you lost a portion of your tips because you were asleep at your apartment during your shift. I'm sure that conversation will end in your favor. Free to a good home. Must pick up. Is the price negotiable? Is this one of those choosing beggars that asks you to pay them to take it? Interested. Interested to boring normal people who just are logical. Will you please deliver? I'm in another city and on the 4th floor of a building with only stairs, no lift. Looking forward to hearing from you. That's a big yikes from me. Where did the "that's a yikes from me" thing originate? Was that Eddie Burback that created that originally? If so, good for him, he deserves the attention. Another Craigslist choosing beggar, but not in the normal way. Also, a bit of r/justice served. This happened just this morning. I have an old Atari 800 XL computer in my home office. I've owned it since 1984 and play with it pretty regularly. For the past 26 years, I've had a Magnavox CRT monitor plugged into it. A few days ago, said monitor finally gave up its last ghost. Rather than pull it apart again, I decided to stick it on a shelf for later and replace it with something a bit newer. It didn't take long for me to find an old 20-inch 4:3 aspect ratio LCD television set on Craigslist for $20. The set has coaxial cable inputs, as well as composite, component, and S-video, so it would be a nice upgrade. The ad was 12 days old, so I emailed the owner to see if it was still available. It was, so I made arrangements to pick it up this morning. I head over to his house, an average suburban house, smallish, in need of a little landscaping work up front, about 15 minutes from where I live, and he greets me at the door and invites me in. He's maybe 22 or 23 years old and pretty slovenly. Unshaven, kinda dull looking, dirty white t-shirt and jeans, no shoes. But whatever, I'm not here for a date. The TV is on the table and I ask him if I can look it over and he agrees. I turn it on and the screen lights up. Prepared, I pull out my old iPod Classic and composite video cable, hook it up, and in about a minute it's playing a video on the screen. Last night I ripped the Avengers Endgame trailer and put it on my iPod for exactly this test. Good enough. I reach into my pocket for my wallet and a conversation like this happens. Me. Okay, I'm happy. You wanted $20, right? CB. How did you do that? Me. Do what? CB. Get it to show the movie. Me. Oh, it's just an old iPod with a composite video cable. CB. But how did you get it on the screen? Me. The video is stored on my iPod. When I connect my cable to my iPod into the television, the iPod will play whatever video I select onto the television screen. It also works with pictures and music. I then play the beginning of a Billy Joel song to demonstrate. CB. I didn't think anyone could use this TV anymore. Me. Pulls out a $20 bill from my wallet. Well, it's older tech. It's not high definition, and it's pretty small in comparison to what you can buy today, but it's not useless. At home I have a really old computer, and I'm going to use this as a monitor. CB. Frowning. If it's still useful, then I think it's worth more than $20. Me. Double take. You were asking for $20, so here's $20. Holds out $20. CB. No, I didn't think it was worth anything. If you can get it to play videos, then it's still worth something. I want $50. Me. Double take again. Are you serious? CB. Yeah, give me $50 and you can have it. Me. This isn't worth $50. CB. Sure it is, you just showed me that. Me. No, what I showed you is that your $20 television works as well as a $20 television is expected to work. It's not worth $50. CB. Whatever, man, $50 or no deal. Me. Seriously? You've had it listed on Craigslist for almost 2 weeks and got no offers on it. Now all of a sudden you think you can jack it up to $50 and the offers are going to come pouring in? CB. I just didn't list it right. I didn't know it could do all that video stuff. Me. It's a television set. What kind of video stuff did you think it could do? CB. But that's different. It works with new iPods. I didn't know that before. Me. Deciding that arguing would be pointless. Good lord. Fine. No deal. CB. Smiling. Your loss, man. Me. Sure it is. Thanks for wasting my time. I put the $20 back in my wallet and let myself out, disgusted. As I'm walking out the door, another car had pulled into the driveway and the driver was getting out, a middle-aged woman. She greets me with a genuinely friendly smile and asks me if I'm there for the television. I tell her that I was, except CB jacked up the price by 150% after seeing the TV actually work, and I'm not willing to spend $50 on a 15-year-old television set. Her smile never left her face, but her eyes lost the smile for a heartbeat. She asked me, "Would you mind waiting here for a moment?" I told her I would. She grabbed a bag of groceries, told me she'd be right back, and headed into the house. I heard nothing for about 15 seconds, then a huge shouting match. I was shocked. The woman I spoke with couldn't have been more than maybe 5'3" and about 140 pounds, but it sounded like Mount Vesuvius had just erupted. This woman was loud. I heard words like lazy bum and drinking with your friends and get a job and wasted life and a lot more. I busied myself with my phone and waited. About 2 minutes later it went quiet, and shortly afterwards the door reopened. The woman and CB came out, CB holding the television along with the power cable and remote control. The woman came over to me and ever so politely asked me if I would still be interested in the television for $20. I said sure. I gave her the $20, and CB put the television into my car without saying a word or looking at me. The woman thanked me very much and told me if there was a problem when I got it home to let her know. I thanked her, got into my car, and left with my television. Part of me feels like I should feel bad for CB, but somehow I don't. Can you imagine how embarrassing that must have been for CB? I mean, not that he didn't deserve it, you can't just jack up a price like that, but if I were him, I would honestly want to change my name and move out of town, just out of fear of seeing OP again. Are you good at building a restaurant? Yes, but I'm not doing commissions currently. Oh, alrighty, when will you be working again? Not for a few months, I'm booked for a bit. Oh. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you have a freaking good night, witch! Logically, I know this guy is massively overreacting and kind of just having a tantrum, but I prefer to think that he's just really enthusiastic about this person having a good night.